What's going on, guys? It's Greg Dies, and today we have a special accessory review. Today we'll be covering texture balls. There's now 3 in the market, and I figured it'd be a good time to break them down for you guys, what makes them different. In the effort of full disclosure, we do have our own ball. It's called the Mint, made in the USA with a new rubber that doesn't get greasy. It's really nice. You should check it out. We're not going to talk about this in this video. We're going to talk about 3 different balls: the Signature, the Pearl, and then the Wolf ball. First up, we've got the Pearl. This is going to be the LT. I do not know what the L stands for. The T, I imagine, stands for texture. So let's dump these out. Got some white ones and some yellow ones. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. That's not going to stay. Okay. So here it is, Pearl LT. Pearl is a company that also has a greaseless ball, similar to the Mint. This is their texture ball, so this is not the same rubber composition. This is a standard ball rubber composition, and the texture is what makes it different. And the big thing about this one is that it is NOCSI, SEI, NCAA, and NFHS certified. That's a lot of things. I don't know exactly what goes into all of them, but basically it means you can play with it in regular high school and club games. And so if you look at the texture, it's that standard kind of like topological little oddly shaped blob pattern. Nothing too consistent about it, and it's all over the ball, and it has a pretty good feel to it. We've used these out on the turf a bunch, and they do have good grip, and I like them. The great thing about this is it's pretty inexpensive for a textured ball, so if you only get a handful of them, they're $2 a ball. If you get a full case of 100, they're only $1.50, which is actually a really good deal. You can't even get normal lacrosse balls sometimes for that price. So it is nice that it's fully certified. So if you want to use texture balls in your practices, in your games, this is going to be the only one of the 3 that's going to allow you to do that. And also the price is low, so pretty nice offering by them. Next up, we've got the Signature Lacrosse Pro S1. Quickly about Signature Lacrosse, there has been some news that's come out about some lawsuits or arguments they've had with SEI and some of the other regulatory bodies that govern balls about their balls falling out of spec. And so I don't want to make any judgments on that because I don't have all the information. If you want to look it up, you probably can find it somewhere on Instagram or the internet. I just think it's worth noting that they have had some run-ins with regulatory issues. I'm not going to let that affect this review because the verdict on that is still outstanding. So just know that going into it. So this is a Signature S1 lacrosse ball in the only color they have, which is this hyper yellow. This was developed for the MLL and the NLL. So the texture ball originated in the MLL. I think it was either Brian or Warrior back then, had a textured lacrosse ball. And the idea was to let these top professional players shoot as fast as possible, get as much grip as possible. That kind of waned. They were orange back in the day, and now Signature brought it back for the MLL. So it comes in this cool little tube. The price here is $250 a ball at the case level, so a little more expensive than what you're going to see with the Guardian ball. So they've got that cool yellow color, which makes it easier to see on the field. Took that from tennis, Signature logo. This is the spot where I think certifications would go. This ball is not certified on any level, I do not think, so you cannot play with it in games, but you can play with it in practice, non-sanctioned club games. And this ball has a much more consistent texture pattern, small squares that I'd say are a little bit deeper than the Guardian ball, and then it's also split up into quadrants, probably to make things easier on tooling. But I would say right off the bat, this has more grip for sure than the Guardian ball. And you know, just because it's got deeper grooves and larger chunks, so a lot of grip here. I do know the MLL players did like it this summer, and it's got that really cool color, but you can't get it in any other colors. You can't play with it in games. It is a little more expensive, but definitely additional grip. And finally, we've got the Wolf Athletics Hex Ball. We've been on tour with them for the last 2 years with the PLL, obviously the official ball and goal provider of the PLL. And this is the Hex Ball. It comes in this really cool bag thing that has like this clip around, fold over strap situation. These are expensive. They're going to run you $550 a ball. They are not cheap, but I think they are the coolest of the 3. So they developed it with the PLL. This is not the ball they played with. They play with a Wolf ball. That's the same color, but it's just a standard smooth ball. I think they're working on playing with this ball. You can see here they've got the PLL logo is actually molded into the ball, which is really cool. This is patent pending, and it's different from the other balls in that it's not just texture, it's a dimpling pattern. similar to what you'd have with a golf ball. So it does provide texture when you're rolling this ball around your stick. When you're shooting, you can feel the texture coming through the stick. But this dimple pattern will, they say, make your shots straighter, make the flight pattern more consistent, allow you to put some curve on shots. Leave that there. Allow you to put some curve on shots if you want. There's a really interesting video on the internet of a golf ball which has one half of it totally smooth and one half totally textured, and you can see the smooth side just dips right in the ground. So I'm sure you guys have seen, if you shoot a standard lacrosse ball, a lot of times it has a tendency to trail off at the end of your shot, especially if it's wet or something. So it's tough for us to test right on the turf. I did take some shots and it feels really cool with the texture, and I think it's the coolest looking. Might not have quite as much texture feel as the signature ball, but it's very cool and it feels really cool on your stick. But they're saying that the spin and the dimples will give it a more consistent flight path, which they're thinking long term could be really big for the game of lacrosse. Right now they are expensive. Right now, and they say it very explicitly on their website, which I appreciate, they're not certified at any level. So again, you can only practice with it. You can only play in non-sanctioned games. But of the three, I would say it's the most innovative. It's the coolest for sure, and if I was gonna pick one to shoot around with here on the turf, I think this would be it. So those are the 3 balls that you can get right now with texture. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Let us know if you tried any of these. We'd be interested to see how you felt, and if you think the future of lacrosse balls is gonna be texture. So thanks for watching, guys. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.